Good morning, guy. Well, hello. Now, I have to say, I've heard of people working out of their cars, but this is to a whole nother level. Check this out. So, here's the back seat. Yep, that's a chainsaw. That's a generator. This is all in the back seat of the vehicle. What are we doing on this, you might be asking? Another company went ahead and installed this camera here, and it's just kind of chilling out right here. Where's the license plate?
My bed.
And this is the license plate. Fernando just spent 10 minutes trying to bang this thing back flat. Apparently he likes to hit it with the trailer hitch. That's when he knows how to stop. Holy smash. So we're gonna go with a bar cam that's just gonna go into these top 2 bolts here. And then they went ahead and installed a Sony GPS system, but I'm guessing they did this before the kit was available for it, or they didn't mention it to them, but they just cut the top of the dash here, put a couple spacers in, the radios of course all jacked up. So we're gonna go ahead and get this out and put the right dash kit in. Look at this, is the front seat. So essentially the only area that is available for anyone in this car is the front seat. That's it. Everything else is filled with crap. The bed is just filled. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not crap for him. Apparently it's his job, it's his livelihood. But it's just funny how much stuff people can put in their cars. Plan for today on this, as I said, we're gonna go ahead and get that radio out. We're gonna go ahead and install a Cam LB1 from EchoMaster. That's this guy here. We'll get him back in business, so he'll be able to see the past behind him and hopefully make it look better in the dash. All right, so looking at how old this module is, my guess is the dash kit that they made for this wasn't available at the time, so we'll give them a pass on that. All right, let's get this thing over to the bench. Alright, so Fernando just asked me to come over and bring a camera and a light, so I can only imagine what he wants to show me.
If somebody missed this.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Oh yeah. This is awesome.
Wow. That was just stuck up in there, huh?
That's right here. Exactly.
Oh, that would have hurt. That would have hurt.
Oh, I know.
Oh boy. There's more?
Oh, if you come over here.
Oh, Jesus.
Take a look at this. You see the frame? It's cracked.
Look at that. The bed's cracked. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Alright, well, go Dodge go. Well, it looks like it is a double piece of steel, and it looks like the outer sheeting is cracking off the inner sheeting. Maybe it got hit at some point and they just repaired it. That would be my guess. Kind of strange. Now, I did have a conversation with the owner of the car. He came over and wanted to talk to me about the camera, make sure that we were doing the right thing with the bar cam opposed to the tag cam. And I explained to him the reason why we decided to do that was because just in case someone hits it like they have been doing, they won't damage just the top piece. He's like, yeah, that makes total sense. And then he wanted to talk to me about the radio. He's had issues with it shutting off. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, with that module from back then, the diesels had an issue. And he goes, back then, he goes, that module's only been in there for 3 years. And I was like, 3 years? Now, any installer guys out there, you know that this pack module is way, way older than 3 years. They haven't used these crappy boxes in a long time. So the company that put it in just sold them garbage, old stuff. Maybe they took it out, who knows, but that's just terrible. And the problem they had was back when that module came out is they had issues with the diesels. They worked fine on the regular gas trucks, but there was something in the data bus of the diesels that just caused them to freak out and lock up. You'd have to pull the fuse and reset the unit. It was a pain in the butt. So Fernando was like, hey, come here, you gotta see this. Check these things out, look at this, okay? So there was 2 of these and they were floating right behind the bumper right there. They were just kind of stuck. There was one here and there was one over here and they were just literally resting like this, moving around. This thing probably weighs 5 pounds. Imagine if that would have fallen out and come through your windshield. All right, so here's the plan. We're actually gonna replace the harness with the LCCH11. Bring it up to date with a current harness. We're going to use the Metra 956528B. They actually make a dash kit like we talked about to allow you to cut the dash and fit a double din in there and have it look nice instead of having to use back strap like this. The camera as we mentioned, this is the guy right here. So this will mount to the top of the license plate and hopefully he won't destroy it. Alright, so what they've done is they've actually sanded this here, which with this kit you don't have to. You just have to sand this side here. It's designed to snap into here and snap into here. There is a certain amount of overlap though, so what we're gonna have to do is get this portion of it cut out, and then we'll figure out how much of it we need to modify to get this kit to fit in there properly. Well, awesome. It went ahead and fit in. Luckily, they left just enough on here to where you're not gonna be able to see it, and the kit looks good. Alright, so here we go. Here's the camera all mounted in place. This is, we can move this and then we'll tighten it up once we get in there and check and see how it looks on the ball. Alright, this one is done. Yay. I'm happy. It's bright out here. Man, it's bright out here. So as most of you guys know, Haley's gone away to college, so we only get to see her on certain days. Today's one of the days we get to see her because she comes home to practice soccer on her soccer team. Come on over here, Haley.
No. It's been a very traumatic day.
What happened to you today, Haley?
I got stuck in the elevator by myself.
So the dorm she lives in, obviously, there's multiple floors, so it has an elevator. She was the only one in the elevator, and it decided to quit working. I'm sure some of you have been in similar situations where, you know, the elevator just decides to turn into the Tower of Terror, just go up and down and go crazy. So what happened? Obviously, you got out, so we don't have to worry about that.
I was just scared, and I started crying. I didn't know what to do. And I called the worst person I could have called, Larissa.
So she called her friend, of course, who laughed at her immediately. And of course she goes, "What would you have done, Dad?" I said,
I never said that.
Push the call button.
Well, I thought that'd be too dramatic.
So what did they do?
Nothing. I got out myself.
Oh, how did you get out?
I don't know.
Miracle?
Yes, God. Oh my God.
Well, I'm glad you made it. You know, very traumatic experience. So.
And then I had to climb up 7 flights of stairs.
So then there's no more elevators for the rest of this week. On here.
Ever.
Okay, well, there you go. If you get stuck in an elevator, hit the call button. And then just pray.
Prayed for a miracle.
Alright guys, so the next car on the list is this Dodge Durango. He has an amp that's kind of installed. We're gonna yank it out, yank out the wires, and start over. Let's join Fernando and take a look.
Close your eyes, don't look.
So what kind of amp do we have? We have an old Punch 301.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Look at that. There's the power wire right there. That's perfect.
It is?
Do we even see a ground anywhere?
Yes, it's right here.
Is there a ground?
Right here.
Oh, there you go. That's a bolt. It's plastic. It's perfect. Let's pop underneath the hood and see what that looks like. Ooh. That's custom striping right there, my friend. Woo, look at that. Sexy. Well, it looks like it goes through the firewall at least because it's not in the door jamb. Oh, that felt good. All right, let's see what we got here. So we do have a fuse holder. And apparently you can set it over here on the side of the car and change it if need be. And he's going through a grommet too. So it's not all bad. At least the power wire is going through a grommet, so he's not gonna catch his car on fire. No big deal. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rip out all this wiring. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the radio. Can't wait to see what's behind that. And we'll get this thing all taken care of and looking sexy. So they grounded it, but they grounded it through the plastic, as you can see here. So even though there's a factory ground right here, they just thought that I'll just pull the screw and good to go. All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and redo the harness, rebuild the kit. We found the trim ring that was in the trunk. Let's go over to the bench. So what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and get the wire prepped for Fernando. He's building the mounting bracket for it right now, but this way he'll be able to go ahead and just add all the wire into the amplifier once he's done with that. Alright, so we have all the wiring ready for Fernando. He's got the mount made. I'm gonna get this stuff over to him so he can finish this up and we can get going on this radio. Alright, so we got the radio out of the kit. We found this in the trunk. The way this kit works is that these pieces just lock into here. Unfortunately, as you can see, they don't do a great job. They're just kind of loose. So we're gonna go ahead and get this kit all rebuilt. We're gonna glue these things in. We're gonna snap this in place. Then we'll go ahead and get this radio up in here. Alright, so we got it all put back together. We have the trim ring on. It's all nice and secure now, so we're just going to go ahead and pretty up the wiring harness, add in the appropriate ground connection, and get this back in the car. Alright, so we have our harness all made up. For these, what you just need to do is it needs a spade terminal like this, and that'll clip into the factory ground. So, and then we just put a little shrink wrap on it so it looks pretty, and we're all set here. Alright, so just grab it, plug it in here, plug it in here, and plug it in there, and you're all done. So here's the old power wire that we took out. This tape is covering a cut. This tape is covering another cut. You guys ask why we replaced the power wire. This is why, because this was all hidden. We weren't able to see that. Speaking of replacing the wire, so the wire's all replaced, zip tied up. Nice mount for the fuse. All right, so we have the amplifier mounted. It's screwed into the back panel there. Wires are all tucked in, taped up, and secured. Now, this particular car has this cool panel right here that's gonna go ahead and go over the top of it so that it'll hide the amplifier, and there's definitely plenty of room in there for it to breathe. We're gonna go ahead and slide the box in place. Now, this was his old box here, and he is going with this box here. Now, the reason why this is the old box is because these are blown. All right, this one is, as we call it, done. Fernando.
On to the next one.
I have no idea what he just said. I felt like I was at McDonald's ordering fries. One more time, Fernando.
On to the next one.
Bingo.